Hello everybody, it is I, your favorite VTuber Android Arrowhead, and I'm back with more Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney 4, whatever you want to call it, trial number 3, no, case number 3, doesn't matter. Anyway, so, lot of stuff happened last time for the most part, but in particular, the thing that sticks out the most is the fact that my client isn't blind, which means, basically it means he probably could have done it, but on the other hand, he's my client, so I'm pretty sure he didn't. Now, how can I put this? Of the other things that happened, let's see. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the main thing. There were a lot of other things, but this is the main result of it. Also, I'm almost positive, Lemire had more of a hand in the murder based on the fact that she seems to know stuff that she doesn't. Or maybe she was the killer, who knows? Anyway, Clavier apparently has a reason to think that there was, why Machi, who is my client, the kid that is not blind, pretended to be blind. And I'm guessing it's marketing, but if it's not that, then I have no idea. Okay, audio's fine. Anyway. There was a reason why Machi Tobaye pretended to be blind. It wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Can I? I would assume... marketing... Can I show evidence? Do I have anything that would... Hold on. Feign blindness. What would... Died of leaving me with his last words. I mean, logically, based on the fact that I've played the other games in the series, I would say, yes, obviously I have the evidence. But I don't know what the evidence would be. I mean, I don't think we've used the postcard yet. But if you had to pretend to be blind, maybe it's something to do with this? Let's see, what else? Okay, that's just the thing that lets us into the crime scene. Why would he have to pretend to be blind? I'm gonna say yes, but... Actually, you know what? Shot in the dark here, having a clue. I have no idea. El forehead, I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in myself. Unless you're merely feigning stupidity. Yeah, I would never pretend to be stupid. I'm too smart for that. Shut up, wise guy. Recalls the relationship of Lemire and Machi Tobaye. In particular, their arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lemire and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. Or so we thought. She led him at all times. All times. All times? Yet we now know that Machi could see perfectly well. Why keep up the charade? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I mean, yeah, marketing. I thought we already established that, though. There is a simpler explanation here, Judge. Machi did not need to be led by hand. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. Which means... You don't mean they were planning this to kill him from the start? That's my guess? I do. It was the other way around. Oh, fuck, I'm stupid. The one who needed to be led by the hand was the mirror. What's this? So in other words, yeah, that actually was the right choice. Hold on. This. It probably was this. She's painting on a blank canvas. She must be blind. That explains a lot. Alright. Well, that problem out of the way. Blind as a bat, Judge. What? What? Order! 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 This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin! Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask the mirror herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. But she is to imagine everything, because she can't see. Bailiff, bring in the mirror! Also, why wouldn't you lead with this? Just in terms of, like, the case and whatnot. La mirror? It pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet, I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see? Really? We're going to have to prove that she can, can't we? That's what the autograph is for. Because how else could she have given us the autograph? Everyone knows blind people can't write. I mean, they can, but honestly, I'm not entirely disbelieving that that's something that this would be the logic for the case. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So, you are? Yes. As I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became the mirror. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for the mirror. Oh, like a mirror, she reflects all light, including the light she could use to see, I guess. Right? Look, I'm not a science man. I don't understand that sort of medical stuff, but that's not the point. I see. I do not. You may recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial, there, Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Oh, because she's blind and couldn't see the... Okay. Now, La Mirror, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. La Mirror's eyes. I have no memory of the light. By the time I knew the meaning of the word, I was already an adult. It would be very painful for you. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. Ma'am, this is a murder trial. It's like the opposite of ma'am, or sir, this is a Wendy's. Like a guy rants about like, oh, I killed 8 people. And it's like, sir, this is a Wendy's. And then, it's like this is like, I was blind from the moment I could see, and I lost my memory from the moment I could... Did I just say I was blind from the moment I could see? Swear to God. Alright, I was blind from the moment I can remember. And it's like, ma'am, this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She told us the truth since the beginning. Then she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. I really hate blind people. No, but yeah, there probably is some kind of little contradiction in there. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. You're gonna murder someone next case, aren't you? I'm gonna have to defend you. That's my guess, at least. If we're going for parallels from Ace Attorney 1. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay. There was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Let's see. No memory of the light, that's fine. While the darkness and sound. Producer came up with her PR line before he knew this. Pretend I could see. I think it's the third one or the fifth one that he has a problem with. Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery? No, it was quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. The opposite? According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality. Global? Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many. What a lovely story! It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all. My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painters are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented by the world so much. Yet, one thing quickly led to another. Everyone on her staff knew. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche? Of course. He was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Oh yeah, exactly. If he said, like, she was a witness, how would that make any sense if he knew she was blind? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. He's alive! Yep, he says siren. Can't see. Yeah, I thought this section was shorter. Anyway. Siren. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Just disc. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness siren? We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. Hey, I try to puppet it, Your Honor. It's about making a spectacle for the jury to decide, even though I don't think the jury actually decides anything in this, now that I think about it. It's mostly just you. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I meant what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ugh! That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. She doesn't. I feel bad making that joke every time, but still, man, I don't know. I think, yeah, nah, not really a defense for that. Too bad the defense did not. And neither did the witness. Better, forehead. Try relaxing and looking at the facts next time. Jerk. I should make fewer blind people jokes, honestly. Order! Order! Recall Lemira's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the backstage from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Well, yeah, it's a gun. Most people couldn't do anything. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. Why not? I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. Hmm? The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as a witness? As a witness. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Question mark. Ah, the Interpol numbers that Mr. Latouche left us. Oh, right, that. Yeah. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Christian, your report, please. I like his hair. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick back as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. There were so many twists and turns in this case. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lemira's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out of it? It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently, it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. How? It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. I'll have you know, large revolvers are a lot more common than you think. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover cop. On an undercover op. My ability to read gets worse by the day, I swear to God. It's not even like I can't see the words, I can see them perfectly clearly. My brain tries to autocomplete it for some reason. You know I shouldn't have used an iPhone's processor for my brain. Alright. I wonder how that ties into everything. Hey, Lobas, welcome to the stream. How you doing? It's got to tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hmm? Oh shit, it might have actually been Darian based on this. Wait! Lemire, is something the matter? That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it. This is what happens when we read slowly scrolling text. It's incomplete, so you try to fill in the blank. Yeah, but that's the thing. I've actually also done that previously with, like, when I'm recording, like voice stuff, when I'm doing auditions and whatnot. Sometimes I will just completely misread what the text says, because I guess I'm just speeding through it. And I know they gave me a notification almost half an hour late. Don't worry about it, you're still here. Most of what you missed was us proving that the defendant isn't blind, the defendant isn't blind, who is my client, and she, Lemire, actually is, apparently. So there's that. It was him, I'm sure of it. It was him? Dude, what do you think she means by that? You aren't saying... That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him! It was Mr. Darian! Is this some kind of a joke? What? No way! Okay. Mirror is hella blind. Yeah, apparently she is super duper blind. Shark motherfucker. Unless this is a fake out somehow. Which maybe it is. But yeah, he did give off kinda, You were right about that. I know you called that a while back. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lemire fingering Darian Christian. I know that it means she just pointed them out, but holy shit. Alright, interesting wording there, Apollo. Lemire fingering Darian Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lemire heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no whipping out now, Apollo! I mean, I don't really need to save, because, I mean, we're already kind of here, but... Next chapter, let's go. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Write Anything Agency. Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I'm 1000% sure it's the shark motherfucker. He must have gotten in the room and left without being detected. Especially if Mirror was at the window and it's too small for him. That's true. Yeah. But then that also begs the question, why would he pose the dead body? And this isn't like a thing against it, it's more just like, in general, what was the deal with him posing the dead body on the stage with the current defendant next to him, both of them asleep, well, one of them asleep, one of them dead? What was the goal there? What is happening in this case? I mean, something, or maybe not. Trucy, spit it out. Out with it! The suspense is giving me an ulcer! Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking... If you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee, I guess I would, or maybe... well... I'm just as bad as you. See? It's so vague! My question is, how did he get out of the room if my guess is right? Apollo and everyone else was right there. That's true. He could have been maybe hiding out somewhere in there to, like, hide under something. And then he pops out when it's like, oh, whatchamacallit. Oh, when the investigation arrives, it's like, oh, he was looking in there. Okay, so that's where he was, but we didn't know that. Like, let's look at this, right? What if he was hiding inside the couch? The thing that's like on the bottom up there, it kind of looks like a Tetris block. What if he was hiding inside that? Why would Latus actually say Mira's alias if they were blind, unless he didn't know? That's the thing. It seems like we knew, or it seems like he knew based on what she told us, but there's the thing he said, and the thing, or no, I shouldn't say but, the thing they said that kind of confirms it before he died was, can't see the witness siren. Which I think was apparently him telling us that she couldn't see, and we just thought it meant he couldn't see because he was dying of blood loss from bullet shots. Could be that he hid behind the door, that's true. And he killed Latus with his own weapon. So, there's that. Alright, yeah, clearly. Machi avoided the guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm actually less confused about the case. Ask Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Yep. The agent is Romain Latus. He was doing an undercover op. As for doing what, who even knows? And the victim, Mr. Latus, who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lemire told the whole court. Yep. Oh boy. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top-secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. You've got me to help you. We'll be fine. I guess okay, I'm guessing there was something really important in that guitar if someone rigged it to incinerate itself. That's true, yeah, that could have been burned to eliminate evidence. And it would make sense then why Romain Latus had the key to the guitar case because he was trying to get that guitar. And it could be that even if Machi did... Actually, wait, now that I think about it, you're right. If Darian is the killer, he could have had access to the guitar to destroy it before the show because he's a part of Gabon's band. Fine. Right. Well, time's a-wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Sunshine Coliseum. What the fuck? Oh, this is the place where the concert was held. Guilty as charged. Live G tour, which, you know, just seeing the G in their logo, it kind of looks like the old way I used to draw the curl from my hair. Back when it like started from like the top of my head instead of the sides. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Woo, what a great day! It's a perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation? It actually does if it's outside. Why would Dari shoot it? Yeah, we're lacking a motive at the moment. That's part of the problem. Granted, you don't need a motive to convict, but you do need one to make it make sense, at least for this kind of thing. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. Then you're in luck because it's lawyer weather today. Okay, Trucy. My god. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection? Man, where's the Monokuma file when you need it? Actually, I guess technically we do have an autopsy report, so basically we do have the Monokuma file. Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Okay. That earpiece is still on the floor, huh? July 9th, backstage hallway. Ah! Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lemire. I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh! You must have great ears! Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? Actually, I am curious about something. You think you could tell me about this? I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I barely know what I have heard or felt. Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Really, Darian is one of the most complicated name puns in Apologists due to the EN to JP translations. Wait, so what's the joke then? Like what is it supposed to mean? Let's see. Oh, crescend. Well, crescend is a music thing, but Darian itself, I'm not entirely sure. Let's talk about Machi. I met Machi before my debut as Lemire. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi. Pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger onto my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. Well, Darian itself isn't a pun. However, it was changed from that to his Japanese name, Dayan. Dayan Crescend. Huh. But a crescend is usually a thing that like swells up. So for it to die would be like peters out or something? I don't know. He's a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche. Ah, yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So, you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. I almost said spaghetti for one of those. Alright. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded? Right. Darkness. No parents. Alright. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory. I have no memory of the time before I became the mirror. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Diane Mayudzuki is meant to be a pun. His written last name contains the word moon. The last name is also phrased Mayuski, which is likes cocoon. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I get it. That of which is a fucking pun for something that's revealed at the end of the trial. Oh, so he's actually a butterfly. Gotcha. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming the mirror is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way, that seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lemire. I thank you. Machi too often tells me this often when I have a fear of who I might have been. Let's see, what does she think about the voice? Is she absolutely positive it's Darian? That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait! Yep. What if it was someone doing a different voice? As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something? The next moment, I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. Let's see, we got the stage, the dressing rooms. Let's go with Gavin's. Nothing in here. Let's see. Anywhere in here Darian could have hid? Not really. We left the gun on the floor. Did not leave the gun on the floor. It's a big gun. Alright, in that case, let's move to the stage. Alright, let's go to the detention center next. Who knew a guy dressed like a torpedo in terms of hairstyle has one of the most difficult puns from a simple translation change. They should have called him Torpedo. Darian Torpedo. Torpedo would be a cool name. Torpedo. Okay, let's go to the detention center. Okay. July 9th, detention center visitors room. I get Latus is a big guy, so I guess he'd own a massive cannon for a gun. It makes sense, yeah, he could probably handle a kick. July 9th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence! That's the thing, legally speaking, you don't actually need decisive evidence. You can have circumstantial evidence, technically, as long as it seems plausible. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. What if they didn't get out? What if they're still there to this day? Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tobaye can see. Take off your glasses. But in Burgundian. Ah, Machi. Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget, why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. Kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. Your Honor, I feel like my client is innocent. Very well, acquitted. Well, since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. So, what did you think of the trial today? Ooh, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. She's actually correct. Apollo is a lawyer, you should know that. I do like how the legal system has that as a thing where it's like, you know, technically you're innocent of the crime, but it's better to just say not guilty. Or like, not currently a prisoner. Or a convict. They'll get you eventually. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Seemed like the bangle did something there for a sec. Huh? Got to comment on that. I'm glad Lemura testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Darian of the Gaviners, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there's a new suspect. How would he know? Hey. What is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I kind of miss having Cyclops, like in the older Ace Attorney games. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Machi... He doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Burgundian. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Proof that he's not blind. Off the top of my head, I ain't got any. Wait, here's something maybe. I think he said, I speak your language. You are so beautiful, fair maiden. This is why I never trust the translator. But you know, honestly fair. All like it was that Mira was actually there to to hear them, yeah. That's true, she didn't have to be there. Let's see though, what can I present to him? Let's see. Maybe if I point this gun at him, he'll have to dodge. Like, he'd be able to dodge if he saw it, but if he can't, then... Ooh. My brain is doing the tired thing again. I haven't even read that many words. It's not even an hour yet. I'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, his eyesight. So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lemire can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. But now that we've seen him here, is there anything else we can do? Well, we can't present any profiles. Bang! You're going through the same fatigue that I got during your Final Fantasy streams. Yep, it's catching up to me now. And I don't know why. Okay. Let's see. I guess I could talk to her, but maybe this will reveal something. Lemire dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Lemire said she'd never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong, this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right! I was burning up the dance floor at the time. While Gavin was actually slightly on fire at that point. Right. Did you happen to look up on the stage? Look up on the stage? Maybe at Darian even? You bet I did! He's one of the Gaviner's guitarists after all. He's so cool! Alright, well that should be enough to settle it right there. You saw him at the time of the crime. When he wasn't committing it. Unless of course they got a body double, which is possible. Ooh. Alright. So, going off that train of logic. Oh. Right. All the Gaviners have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Lemire heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right? So unless he has a twin, the answer is basically no. Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? International Police. Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them International Police instead of making up some silly name? Because Interpol, it sounds nice and it rolls off the tongue. Trucy. Yeah, anyway, do you think he was investigating the mirror? Or what? Pretending to be not blind? Why would anyone do that? Body double with the same skill system? Because I doubt it was just them trying to sync up. Yeah, that's true. But they did notice that he was playing a little worse during the concert through the, through this thing. It was Darian. So maybe it was a body double. That's why he was so surprised that it was him at the end, because he didn't know. She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. Whose paces? Interpol is a lot more convenient to say than International Police. Exactly. It's quicker. Kind of like saying BK instead of Burger King, or OJ instead of Original Juice. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case, the last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What's Mr. Latou's up to? Ha 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 ha! Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Oh, this fucking guy. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramarye! Hey, the other day... Who says I heard International Police catch this really bad guy instead of I heard Interpol arrested a dude? Exactly. We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat, yep. We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? I thought it said shrinking for a sec, and I thought he was just gonna, like, slowly go down in size. Ah, it's you, Uncle Valant! Uncle Valant? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Gramarye, Valant Gramarye. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valant Gramarye, as seen on television. This guy's absolutely the killer. You can tell by the fact that he just seems guilty. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valant. Thought I was holding either a pink plastic bubble wand with so much aura. Yeah, if he had one of those little princess wand things, that would complete the look. Tie everything together. Which I guess he kind of has, but like it could be a little more princessy. That wand isn't princessy enough. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. Soon to be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. Bleh. He does have a certain aura to him. It's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. He's so brightly colored. Yeah, if he killed someone, we would know just from seeing like the spotlight from space. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Right? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? Okay, that's new. Let's do the... I'll tell you what, we'll do her father thing first. Once upon a time, Troop Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valent Gramarye, and my partner, Zach Gramarye. And this Zach was... He was my real daddy. Yeah, so that proves that it's adopted. His outfit hurts your eyes. Yeah. Mine might be a little hurt too, but maybe just from also the tired thing. Alright. Lucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. You make me laugh, Apollo. Glad I'm good for comedic relief, at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. Okay. Starting to get a second wind. Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramarye. That's what you use to correct spelling errors, right? No, you idiot. That's Grammarly, but anyway. Troop Gramarye? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life, lamentably listless lad! Did not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet! Valent Gramarye. The name begins to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name! He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Are you sure we're talking about a magician and not a terrorist? Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe. And then escaped from a high-security prison. This feels like a reference to something. You said he's a magician? I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is true. This is the true miracle of Troop Gramarye, and not stealing all the gold. Wait. What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Were you with someone else, like a duo? Apollo feels like the Makoto of the Phoenix Wright games. Honestly, kinda, yeah. But then who does that make Phoenix? Because Phoenix, I feel like Phoenix is a bit different, but Apollo does kind of give off the vibe. Very, very extravagant bank robber. But that's kind of the best kind, though. If there was a guy robbing the bank, if it was like that, I'd be like, okay, you know what? They don't get the money, but like, it is cool that they're willing to put so much effort into it, you know? Like, you don't want boring villains. You want them to, like, put their back into it a little bit. You know why people like Batman's villains? Because they work for it. They do a lot of stuff. Weren't you with someone else? Like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Gramarye. That would be Zach? Yep. Yes, Zack. Zack Gramarye. Flashy is the best way to do things. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. A masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy... Daddy? Oh, no way! Ugh, I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? Worker working to evade the IRS will always be a sign that they do everything to continue their normal lives in the flashiest way possible. Yeah, I still think that was a really funny joke for, I think it was, what was that, New Adventures of Batman where that joke was? Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I still really like that clip. Honestly, the Batman show is written by Paul Dini in general. I think he was on that. Yeah. No, this guy's her uncle. The other guy is her dad. Reasons? Two, in fact. The first being, of course... See you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valent. Though she didn't recognize him at first, so there's that. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept countlessly. I missed what he said, but... And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. He's not actually blind. That boy was a hot topic of talk among the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Ito bleh. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. That's a videotape? Right so, a recording of the concert, no less. I've brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Gramarye. Will you watch it? Back to the 3D models. Any more 3D Batman shows like Beware the Batman? Shit, this show almost got a reboot. I haven't seen Beware the Batman. I'll have to look that up. I've only seen, off the top of my head, Batman the Animated Series, New Adventures of Batman, Batman Beyond. Really just any of the ones with Kevin Conroy in it. And the rest, I've seen probably bits and pieces of over time. But a fleeting melody. Yep, that's when the guitar starts lighting on fire. He had to have noticed something wrong there. Burning on in my heart, fire. Burn my love away, all away. Like a bullet of love, fire. Take my life away, all away. Guitar, guitar. Up together. She lit his guitar on fire. This shot feels like it could be a meme. Like him putting out the fire while she's like T-posing. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. Then the character spontaneously turned 3D is so jarring. It is pretty weird, yeah. Well, this was the first Ace Attorney game I think that had like full 3D. Or not full 3D, but like... They were starting to experiment more with it, because 5 and 6, and then Greatest Attorney and Greatest Attorney 2 are all 3D. So that's kind of their whole thing. So what's the word? Mysterious. There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ha 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 ha! This Valent Gramarye has good reasons to be here today. I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Okay, so we got the videotape. That's interesting. So I was wondering, That stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stunt. What about Lemira vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. Huh, a person disappearing? Come back when you have real magic, Apollo. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. A petite prestidigitation. A petite prestigit. I will get this right. I'll make it sound natural. I'll hit my mark. I will say my line. A simple sleight of hand. A petite prestidigitation. Shit. A petite prestidigitation. What the fuck kind of word is that? It's probably a real word. I shouldn't complain. A petite prestidigitation. No, I missed the syllable in there. A petite prestidigitation. A petite prestidigitation. A petite prestidigitation. Sure, we'll take it. One of those takes has to be useful. Such a long word, even I'm stumped. It's got like 4 different, like each of these could be like a word in and of itself. Like digitation or prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course. I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. Domain expansion. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess. Prestidigitation refers to the art of sleight of hand and minor magic tricks. Brother, use fucking English. Exactly! I bet he learned that word today and was like, I'm gonna use this word forever now. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now, you're an all-star. Trucy? That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not! Mine's known, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on? Apparently it's the English derivative of a French word. aka, yep. Leave it to France to make words incredibly confusing, like the word oiseau, or like oiseau, which means bird. But you look at the way it's spelled, none of those letters are pronounced the way they are in English. Oiseau. Like oiseau, or something. Whatever French for bird is. I, Valant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valant. You should stay a while. Eat my spaghetti that's made of plastic. Valant probably learned this shit due to autocorrect and went like, oh yeah, the hoe's about to love this. No, like, it's like he majored in etymology. So he just knows all the words. And decided to do magic instead. I'm afraid I cannot. I've been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Colosseum. See you later, crocodile! Alright, close. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye. With a snap of my fingers and a twitch of my dick. One zap from me will kill you right quick, so get on your knees to suck and blow, but not right now, I've got to go! Damn it, I hate when he rhymes. If you don't know what that is, look up, I think it's Djibouti Dub Spider-Man. It's very funny. Anyway, that's a little classic YouTube there for all the kids out there. I don't know why kids would be watching this, but anyway. He turned and walked out through the door. Normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valiant Gramarye. Got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lemuro disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Man culture, caught that shit immediately. Nice. Alright, so we ought to move to basically anywhere else. Let's see the hallway. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Valiant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. Ah, I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind, the one that's been lying there since literally this entire performance. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? It's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Because we are fair. And we give evidence to the other party, what you're supposed to do, Gavin. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on? Headset attached to Trucy. Trucy, that's been on the ground for days. Put it back. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Actually, wait a minute. I'm gonna check the tape. Oh, no. I thought it meant, like, look at the tape. Never mind. Can I ask you about this headset, Lemuro? You said that all concert staff are wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members, too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on, too, then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. My mind immediately deviated to the wrong thing when you said, let's look at the tape. Oh, yeah. My god. I didn't even catch that one. So why was this one lying here? No clues here. 10-4, that little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in. Over. Why the sudden silence? No one answered. Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That just makes them a ver. That's like Emma not performing forensic investigations. You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine. Which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on Snackoos. Not uncommon. You know, I met another android that runs on Lay's chips, which is weird because they're mostly air at that point, but doesn't matter. What do I run on, you didn't ask? Trade secret. Alright. Let's see. Can I talk to her about anything? I already talked to her about all that. Let's... Maybe the dressing rooms have something else. Nope. Unless there's something there I'm supposed to pick up. Also, interestingly enough, notice how the picture for the hallway in the selecting thing has the earpiece there, but now the earpiece is gone. Okay, here we go. July 9th, Lemira's dressing room. Munch. Oh, it's Emma. Alright. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. Snackoos. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Why am I supposed to be happy? You give me a second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like... Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? It would take one to not know one. But that bloodstain helped to uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche really was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. So that you could finish chewing them out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? Which would be... So what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. Okay, so there was something under the sofa then. Which means Darian could have hidden there for a while. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looks familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. So in other words, Darian could have... Maybe this thing plays sound, and if it receives the sound from his headset, he could talk through it, but why would he want to talk through it if... I don't know. Ooh, like on a Beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Is it in the court record? Nope. Okay. Maybe she'll give it to me if I ask her all the questions. Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then, Lemira flew through the air. Then, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that event anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. Oh, Trucy. Also, look at how much damage those bullets did to the wall. They shattered it a little bit. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that a little kid outsmarted me. And it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. You can't tell me they aren't shooting goddamn blunderbusses at each other because, yeah, it caved in part of the wall. He could have seen the air duct and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lemira's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. If standard issue bullets can create a wall, that would rip a person in twain. Well, it's like, those were apparently the 45 bullets, which are supposed to be pretty, powerful. But I feel like normally that would just go straight through the wall and not really, crack it like that. Because supposedly, if something goes at a certain speed, it'll just, punch right through something without leaving much, damage outside of it. Provided, of course, that it doesn't, tear out, other stuff. You think you could take a look at this, Emma? And the Snackoos. Yep, okay. Okay, so basically she's not willing to talk about any of that. See, she said she found it under the couch. Look, it's fruit! Fruit, Apollo! Fruit! I heard you the first time. Sure is a lot of fruit. I doubt anyone would miss a bit of watermelon. I know! I'll make it vanish! Into my stomach. Better not. It might make you pay for it. And if you have the money for that, you should probably repaint the office first. Watermelons are that expensive? These could have been imported from some exotic locale for all we know. Oh yeah, they removed the part of the floor with the... Huh. Let's see. We already went to the Governor's room and that had nothing in it. Let's go to the stage. Here we are. July 9th, in the wings. That song? Isn't that the one Lemira was singing? Yeah, you're right. The Guitar Serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Was you want the same fruit from the room that a man recently died in not even a week ago? That's true, yeah, that food might be cursed a little bit. Or have blood on it. Who knows? Also, that fruit's probably been there for a while. Just in general. Might not have been kept under good conditions, you know? Could be bad fruit. Bad apple, as it were. Cue the song. Anyway, not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh! That's right, I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Ah! Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is! Uncle Valent! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The Lemira teleportation illusion! Ooh! Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valen can shed some light on this whole thing for us. Let's see. Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. Or chagrin. All I can see before me is the stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. Prue, you're getting on in the years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh? This is not how I was seeing it. If he doesn't care about what I have to show him, I get the point. In that case, just talk to him, I guess. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lemira's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The Purple Prosecutor petitioned my performance. And at the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear. Like a dream." Like a dream? Yet, what can I work on with a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorcerous acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I'm a professional among illusionists. My illusions are custom-made for a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of the troupe Gramarye are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. Piano. That's one big piano. It looks like a normal-sized piano. Never actually played one. Huh. You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good. He can't play either. I kind of feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. So it's like, maybe that's what lights the guitar. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Like, maybe it was like a lighter thing, like when that key gets hit, it sparks the thing in like a signal or whatever. I don't know. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look, this was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. So basically, he has nothing to say about it. I know what you're thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes. You say, I recall seeing him on the television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Gramarye. It was he who began the great troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard, the TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. Yeah. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity, onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean... Yes, Zach Gramarye. Lucy's father. I know how close we are to the end of this case. We still have at least one trial left, and, well, probably only one. But either way, after that it will probably be done. Most likely. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles. None. I decided to pause there for dramatic effect. I will see us return to glory. I, Valiant Gramarye. Our founder, Magnifi Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valiant and Zack were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown. Cool, huh? And Zack Gramarye was my daddy. Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Let's see, so we got the detonator looking thing. Maybe we showed it to Emma? There. You think you could take a look at this? A small device, looks like a transmitter. Transmitter? You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. Signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ew! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Ack! Well, now we know what this is. An igniter. So that's probably what destroyed the guitar. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo. Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience. First-hand experience? What are you trying to do, burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. It looked like it was on fire, dude. Says you aren't the one holding it. There's even enough sparks flying around here just to you two talking. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Remote trigger updated in the court record. Oh hey, 30 feet! Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lemira's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Kind of seems unlikely. It kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Ooh. Alright, so got a map as well. Form diagram added to the Constitution. Or the court record. Guess I'd better be getting on with my investigation. We'll have to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Alright, good. Add it to the court record. Anything on this? The switch triggers an igniter. Too bad. I was hoping for a bomb that would blow up the whole Colosseum. You're scaring me. If Emma hears you talking like that, she'll arrest you. Then she'll do all sorts of scientific tests. Like splitting your hairdo into 3 separate spikes. While she stands by, laughing in a high-pitched voice. I said she'd arrest you, not me. And she's not some kind of mad scientist. Did you just hear someone laughing? Huh. Alright. I guess you would find that funny. Huh. Everything's soldered together. All these little parts. It's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that... Good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really a saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Alright. Guess that's all done. Let's see. Maybe he can teach us about igniters. Let's see. Shock and Chagrin. Yep, okay. Let's try to her. Nope, nothing from her either. Maybe here? Nope. Let's see. Oh, here we go. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pie hole and wham, bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks! They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It's a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid! You know what, I think I'll leave it off here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airhead, your favorite VTuber Android. My next stream is sometime this week. Keep an eye out for my schedule tomorrow. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. And goodbye for now.